Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash, alright, which is the true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls JC. Alright, the Rakak Wadash is the Holy Spirit who gives us the ability to understand the scriptures, right? And double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom, Wa Barakyam, La Bakaryam, Shah Yasharallah, which is to say peace and blessings to the elect of Israel, all right, which consists of you Negroes, Latinos, and Seminole Native American Indians, man. All right, and the topic of this lesson, all right, this live stream is thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate, all right, the collapse of America, Babylon the Great, man, all right. Over the past few days, well, really dating back to last week, all right, you had economic collapses. The stock market is collapsing. Okay, inflation continues to rise. All right, this is it, man. We're in the end, man. We're gonna start off with this video. All right, Lord willing, this is edifying, man. All right.
$98 fucking dollars to fill up the tank today. $98 fucking dollars. $98 fucking dollars. I have to decide between buying gas or buying food. And guess who wins? Because I have to get to the job that I need to fucking buy anything at all. That doesn't pay me enough. And people want to donate $1,000 to fucking cats. 98 goddamn dollars at Costco to fill up my tank. $98. $5.50 a tank. $5.50 a gallon at Costco. $5.50 a gallon at Costco. This is the work of the fucking religious right. Listen to Robert Reich, who clearly who gives us all of the evidence about how our poverty is a choice that our government made for us. A CEO is not worth 351 times what I get paid. Ever. Fuck you, religious right, who are doing this and have been doing this to us. Fuck you, profiteering companies. Fuck you, billionaires, stealing us, breaking our backs, stealing from us, profiteering off of us. Let me repeat, I have to decide between buying food or gas. Guess which one wins?
All right, as you seen in the video, an Edomite woman was going off, man. All right, she's vexed. Why? Because the price of living has extremely skyrocketed under President Joe Biden. All right, who we believe, Apostle Tahar pointed out that as Antiochus Epiphanes coming back, man. All right, when we believe, he's gonna bring in the RFID chip. All right, but that's another topic. But I was reading, the brother had sent to the group chat the other day dealing with the price of living. The price increases since last year. It says gas is up 44%, airline tickets 33%, used cars 23%, hotels 23%, suits 22%, bacon 18%, oranges 17%, and you get the gist of it, man. Okay, everything is going up, man. All right, from dry cleaning up to gas prices is going up, man. You got anything to say? Yeah, but the lady is vexed, man. People gonna have to make a decision real soon between paying your utility bills, food, or gas, man. All right, and we know these things are they're real important to maintaining in America, Babylon the Great, man. And if you can't do any of these three things, all right, you're gonna be out there homeless on the streets, man. And there's a lot of homelessness going on, man. Every time I get off work, I see people on the corners of the highways, okay, standing outside corner stores. All right, this people are going broke, man. All right, you got anything to say?
I got a precept.
All right, come.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 14. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. And as we know, so-called America is known as spiritual Sodom and Egypt. You read about that in the book of Revelations, chapter 11. So I'm going to read that again. Isaiah 19:14. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. And that perverse spirit is that spirit of everybody being distorted. All right, because when you go to that word distorted, means to basically be under the false impression of that this place is tender and delicate.
Right, delusion.
Yeah, to be deceived by these devils. And reading on, it says they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Meaning that everything that these people do is just destroying this place. You know?
This is second, you was finished that?
Yeah.
Second Ezra 6:18, it says, and it said, behold, the day is come that I will begin to draw nigh. And how's the Lord draw nigh? By sending all these plagues here. Right? You know, these gas prices going up, which means the dollar is going down, which means inflation is assumed to cause everything to go to shit. You know, because without gas, you know, everything will really stop. You know, and that's what's causing prices to go high, as we just went through something today, but we ain't gonna speak on it. But it caused the price of something that was once a quarter to go up to $1.50.
Right.
You know, and that was all due to gas. You know, and this lady was just screaming $95 fucking dollars.
Right.
You know,
And it's like, I'm pretty sure this Edomite bitch got it. You know,
God.
you know.
She got it. But that's stressing her out because that's probably coming out her savings.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, Con. That's a beautiful point. You know, Jake, Negroes, Latinos, Seminole, Native American Indians, you already don't have savings, man.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're in debt. Okay, use your credit. You know, somebody was saying, you know, America is so crazy because even a person without a job can have a credit card. Okay, this is how you know America. Revelation 18 is America. All right, and we gonna touch on that too, man. Are you
Finishing it out, it says, I read again, 2 Ezra 6:18, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. And like I said, these plagues, that's how the Lord is visiting these people, you know? And it's causing a whole uproar, you know, but that's how the Lord got it.
right?
You know, he said, what will I be a fire, wasn't to be kindled already? This was the start of it.
Con. Matthew 24 says, these are the beginnings of many sorrows, right?
I mean, she don't looks, but shit. As soon as things get more, Edomites get overwhelmed fast.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it don't take a lot for them to jump off. I don't even speak. You know, I don't know how YouTube do it, but it don't take a lot for them to take themselves out.
No, hell no, because these Edomites ain't never been through nothing. That's why I got Deuteronomy 30:7. It says, and Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which have persecuted thee. So everything that's going on in this world, especially America, is coming down upon all nations. Okay, the Lord is not sparing nobody, especially you Edomites, man. In the book of Lamentation, the 4th chapter, it said, he will discover thy sins, O daughter of Edom, man. All right, now you gonna suffer the worst, man. All right, because you people have never really suffered like Jake has, man. You don't know what it feels like to be at the, well, you do know what it feels like to be at the bottom of society, because you were there, dating up to the 1400s, mid 1300s, but you have been living deliciously, like it says according to Revelation 18 chapter,
Right.
man. All right, Isaiah 47, right? It says, you know, we can go on all day, man. All right, but the collapse of America is gonna be beautiful, man. All right.
Because the scriptures say that they feel like their house is gonna continue forever.
Yeah.
That type of mindset, they what you was saying on, that was what sparked it. What you was just saying.
They never suffered. What is
that too, and they don't live in deliciously.
Oh, right, kind of.
I know that's how they get that type of mindset, thinking that their house is gonna last forever. But that's pride, you know, because what the scriptures say that this place has set as a widow, and
Yeah.
they shall see no death.
Right, right.
But pride goes before destruction, and this shit about to be over with. Thus saith the scripture. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shah.
And that this video is a pure example of the curses being put on our enemies, as Brother read in Deuteronomy 30 and 7. And I got one of the curses here. It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 20. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thy hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings whereby thou hast forsaken me. So one of the curses was for us to be confused and to be vexed with the way things are, and that's a prime example of what we just seen on the video of this Edomite woman. She is vexed with having to choose between buying food or filling up her tank.
Right, right. And these decisions are gonna get even harder, man. All right, especially for you Negro, Latinos, and Seminole Native American Indians, man. Scripture say He calls it all, both small and great. When you go into that word "cause," it means before you call somebody to do something, all right, a lot of things have to take place, man. That's why it's called the Hegelian dialectic, right? As above, so below, meaning they're gonna box you in to cause you to do something, man. And this is what's causing people to do stuff, man. Go against their, what is that? People are real complacent in society. They're real stable. They're, they don't think anything's gonna happen to them. But now the Yahweh Shemel Shah is affecting the lives of these people. The brother pulled Isaiah 19, the perverse spirit, right? That's what the Lord is putting here in America, because America is also known as Egypt in the scriptures, which Egypt is a Greek word that means bondage, all right? Which you Negroes, Latinos, and Seminole Native Americans are in bondage to this day, man. All right, He's sending these plagues for you. He said these are scourges for amendment. Okay, a scourge is something is a whip, and amendment means for correction. It's correction, man. All right, but what did it say? For all these things, they will not turn back from their wickedness, man. All right, but you're gonna learn in these days that you're gonna either serve Yahweh Shem Shah or you're gonna serve Esau, Edom, the devil, man. All right. Now I want to get another video. I got a couple articles to pull out, and we're gonna pull some precepts, man. All right.
That's what the last 2 months looked like.
And Apostle Tahar, before I even start the video, Apostle Tahar says, pay attention to what's going on in Sri Lanka, man. All right, Sri Lanka is going through a major economic collapse, man. And they say that's a tourist state. A lot of people like to travel there, man. But there's a lot of corruption going on in politics, man, and it's being exposed. People are, it's being a sedition among men. Okay, they're fulfilling prophecy over there. 2 Kings 15 and 16 is being fulfilled over there. You can go see through this video, that all these things that's happening in Sri Lanka is gonna come to America, man. Because America and Sri Lanka are really, people say in the world they believe in parallel universes. Well, everything that's happening in Sri Lanka is gonna happen to America, man.
They're not getting better. Sri Lanka has settled into a dangerous routine. Protests, crackdowns, power cuts, and shortages. Let's start with what happened this week. More protests. This time, students were at the forefront. They were protesting outside the police headquarters in Colombo. What were they demanding? Swift action against leaders of the ruling party, the same leaders who orchestrated attacks on protesters last month. And how did the cops respond? By firing tear gas at the students. And this is the story of Sri Lanka. Every group is out of the streets. Students, farmers, doctors, taxi drivers. This economic crisis has affected everyone. Last month was the worst. Sri Lanka's foreign reserves dipped below $50 million. $50 million. To put that number in context, let me tell you, in 2019, Sri Lanka had reserves worth $7.5 billion. So they dropped from $7.5 billion to $50 million. How did that happen? In 2019, Sri Lanka elected a new president, Gotabaya Rajapaksa. We'll talk about him later on the show. For now, let's focus on the situation on the ground
Every country needs foreign exchange to import vital commodities, especially.
It says every country needs foreign exchange for vital commodities, man. All right, and keep that in mind because we're gonna go into that, man. All right, and, you know, Sri Lanka gets a lot of things imported because it really doesn't produce anything, man. All right, but can you grab 2nd Ezra 15 when it says sedition among men? All right, because that's what's going on over there. Okay, a lot of these politicians are resigning, right, because they're in fear of what's to come, man. All right, and death is knocking at their doorsteps, man. You got it.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another.
Right.
They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Come on, you can touch on that if you want to.
You know, and when you go into that word sedition, I'm gonna grab it in the Edamon. It says rebellion, uprising, revolt, and that's what we have been seeing. All right, even when you go a couple months back in Shanghai, that was rebellion against people coming against the authorities trying to have them on lockdown, and we see that happen in Sri Lanka. All right, we did see that happen in many countries, and it's all prophecy.
Right.
And it's also prophesied to happen over here in Babylon the Great, so-called America. You know, because it also says, let me read that again, 2nd Ezra 15-16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. And in Matthew the 24th chapter, it say, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Meaning the people who might be kicking it today will be invading or turning against each other. So like turn against each other in the time of Jacob's trouble. Because it's all a part of prophecy. It says, because iniquity shall abound, meaning wickedness on top of wickedness. You know, the demons out here getting stronger.
Right.
Lord about to try these spirits, man.
Yeah. You know, even your family gonna be invading you, man. Because your family is your enemy when you in this truth, man.
We say friends fighting against friends.
Yep. That's it. I think that's in 2nd Ezra 6th chapter. Right. It says, all things are being fulfilled, man. All right. That's the point, man. Everything, we are in the end of the end, man. All right. And we gonna prove it with this. Go ahead, huh?
2nd Ezra 9:1, and he answered me then, and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. Alright, when he said measure the times in itself, that's talking about these prophecies lining up with secular histories, which is today's time. Right, that's how we indicate where we at in history and what's going on as far as what the Lord spoke about.
Right.
It says, verse 2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Alright, by showing the signs of these tokens, which is these prophecies. Alright, like I was just saying before, that's how we line up with what's going on.
Right. I think you pulled 2nd Ezra 6, did you?
Yeah, 16
right.
on 18.
Right. The Lord is making an inquisition.
Right.
Right. Which means he's trying to figure out what's going on, man. All right. Because when you go into the word inquisition, I grab it. All right.
Verse 3, it says, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes, and we've been seeing earthquakes for quite some time now, alright? But there's, like I said, these are just signs and tokens to show where we at, you know? It says, an uproars of the people in the world, and as you see in Sri Lanka, you see all them college students, that's a major uproar, them battling against their police, their armed forces. Alright, that's the sedition among men that the brother was just reading.
And they tell you what, children are the future, right? But these children are seeing they have no future.
Right, they're seeing the truth.
Right, they seeing the truth. That you, the scriptures say, woe to the bloody city is full of lies and robbery, man. This whole world, okay, the Lord said in Isaiah 25:7, he will, he will basically lift up the lie, the covering, the veil.
That's the covering cast.
Yep, that's all upon the whole world, man, which is lies, man. All right, Esau Edom has the whole world under a lie, man.
Right.
All right, you so-called white people, man.
And if I could add, they say children are the future, but what are they doing to the children? Indoctrinating them with wickedness.
Right.
Because if these children all right, was to grow up. This world to be through.
Right.
Scripture says, no flesh to be saved from
Right.
these people, man.
Like they anti-life. You got men could be with men and women could be with women. How can they reproduce?
Right.
They're already telling the kids they can be whatever gender they want to be. You know, look at Dwayne Wade kid. You know,
Right.
Magic Johnson's son.
Man, be careful. He might not be a son.
Whatever.
It's a lot of
Confusion, man.
a lot of folly here, man. In this world, man. All right, I got that word inquisition. It says a judicial investigation, an act or process of inquiring. Right. It says a searching into, a seeking, legal examination. So the Yahweh Shem Shai is the judge right now. All right, he's seeing what's going on in the world. That's why he's sending these plagues, man. Same thing he did during the time of Noah. Okay, during the time of Egypt. What did the Lord do? The Lord brought a mass judgment upon the world, man. Okay, upon civilizations. All right, this is the Lord's work, and then what the Lord did back then is gonna happen right now to America, man, and upon the whole world, man. You still got more on that? It says, well, it shall be uproars of the people.
Yeah.
Grab that. Alright, come. Then we go get back into the video.
I'll read it again.
Yeah, read it again, Bob.
For 2 Ezra 9:3, it says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
Right, the end is manifest. It says Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. Okay, who is Esau? Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. All right. When you go into that word, what is that world? It means eon, right? Esau is the end of the world. Eon means age, all right, which means a certain point in time, time frame, right? All right. His rulership is over with, man. All right. This man has lied to all the people, man, and has destroyed the world. Job 9:24. All right, we're gonna get back into. You got more? You got something to say?
I was gonna say his so basically meaning his kingdom must fall for the kingdom of the Israelites underneath Yahweh Shah to be established.
Like Sri Lanka. Because here the industries are not strong, which means they do not produce cars or gadgets or machines or even medicines. Everything has to be imported, brought from outside. Without foreign exchange, that trade was stopped.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that sounds like America. 'Cause
Exactly.
America gets everything imported. It doesn't create nothing.
Right. Well, it used to back during
50s when
yeah.
everything was all good.
Right.
You know, everybody had there was a man that was able to take care of their whole family off of their them factory jobs.
Yep.
But they all got sent across seas.
Yup.
You know, just for the elites to have more money in their pockets.
It's not to cut you off, but when you call, when I called a Pizza Hut the other day, or Papa John's, I forgot. It was a goddamn Elamite answering the phone, right? I'm thinking like, what the fuck is he doing answering the phone? Why can't I talk to the, why is there a middleman? Why can't I talk directly to the Papa John's or Pizza Hut? All right? Showing you that all these jobs are leaving America, man. And, everything is going digital here anyway. All right? It just shows you that America it's not focused on the people that live here. It's focused on pleasing those outside of the country, because America knows what it has done to those outside of out of America. It has raped, robbed, and murdered, polluted, killed, did everything to all these nations around the world, man. All right.
If I could add, that's how ancient Rome felt by constantly trying to expand and worry about the outside countries, if you will, not worried about what was going on the internal aspect.
Right. I got this article. It says from a trade risk guarantee. It says, what are the top 10 U.S. imports? Because the lady said Sri Lanka gets a lot of imports. It doesn't really produce anything. It says American imports totaled 2.614 trillion last year, and this was dated in December 17, 2019. right? It says, the following list details the top 10 U.S. imports in 2018, ranking them in order of highest dollar value. America is among the largest importers in the world, and the U.S. current trade deficit in physical goods and services was $621 billion. This means the goods imported into the United States were over $500 billion more than the value of exports, man. All right. It says, what are the major U.S. imports? Machinery, which includes computers and hardware. And they spend $386.4 billion on these things, man. All right. And that's why America, everybody, chases after America. That's why it says in Revelation 13 that we should make an image to the beast. All right. These people see what America is doing with all this stuff they are getting imported. And they like what America is doing, man. All right. It says electrical machinery. They spend $367 billion. Vehicles and automobiles, $306.7 billion. Minerals, fuels, and oils, $241 billion. Pharmaceuticals, $116 billion. Medical equipment supplies, $93 billion. Furniture, lighting and signs, $72 billion. Plastics, $61 billion. Gems and precious metals, $60 billion. And organic chemicals, $54 billion. Now, that's a lot of money, man. Where is America getting all this money from? This is why the Federal Reserve continues to print money. And as they continue to print money, the value of the dollar goes down. All right, and this was the same thing that's happening in Sri Lanka. Once again, gonna happen to America because the value of the dollar is hasn't been mentioned since Nixon took away the gold and silver back during his tenure, man. Okay, you got something to say on that?
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 18, verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And this is talking about Babylon, the great whore, in the book of Revelations, which is known as so-called America today. You got all these other nations following after the ways of Babylon, all right? You got people in other countries trying to be hip-hop artists or trying to be actors in movies, all right? Worshiping the same holidays, which is just idols, idolatry. All the other nations have partaken in her fornication.
Right, know? Celebrating Christmas, July 4th, confusion, man.
Yeah, what Moab doing celebrating Christmas?
Right, welcome to the year of the rat.
Right. They don't even celebrate that shit like that no more.
And reading on, it says, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies, which goes into the article that a brother just brought out, how America was spending billions and billions and billions of dollars on these different things, So all these other nations, the merchants, have waxed rich, because who are they giving it to? These other nations.
Precept. Go ahead. It's Isaiah 13:14. It says, and it shall be as a chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. Point right here, they shall every man turn to his own people. Right, like the brother was just going into, but now America ain't what she used to be. Alright, the dollar dropped, the value of everything is going up, merchants can't make what they want no more here. Alright. And like the brother said, our resources is being imported here. Right, that's why I said right here, it says, and everyone that is and they shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone to his own land. Everybody about to bounce up out of here. Alright, America's through. Right. Since the downfall, since 1969.
That's the spirit you said that everybody leaving. A lot of people are moving to Mexico. I just seen that earlier, man. Alright, giving you a foreshadow that America is Babylon the Great, man. Alright. It says more. It says, what food does the U.S. import? It says, according to the United States Department of Agriculture, almost 2/3 of all agricultural imports include horticultural and tropical products like fruits, vegetables, nuts, wine, flowers, and hops. Other food products like sugar, coffee, cocoa, and rubber provide about 18% of all agricultural products brought into the United States each year. Canada and Mexico, the European Union, Chile, and Brazil are the largest importers of American-made food products, including horticultural. I want to look that word up. Horticultural. Fire truck. I ain't heard one of those since I was a kid.
Like ice cream truck.
Yeah. Well, fire. I said a fire truck. Ice cream truck.
And I think that go back to some disrespectful shit towards us.
Yep.
The nation of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Natives, Seminoles.
Right, but there ain't too much shit made here in America, manufactured here.
Right.
You know, you got Florida oranges, but that shit probably really produced in Mexico
Right.
for the most part. I
Right.
think they got like a thing for butter, but who the fuck want butter?
Right.
You know?
Right. Right.
But it's, I mean, I think America might, that's not even a lot of it's corn. I know it's just a lot of cornfields throughout America. You know, but again, what the fuck is corn compared to a lot of the other things that's imported here? You know,
Right.
Americans ain't accustomed to just eating corn every day. You know, these motherfuckers fat and stupid.
McGad used to use. Now they're using corn as a way of using as
Fuel.
a gas. Yeah, fuel now.
Oh, yeah.
Man. All right. It says horticultural. Horticulture is the art of cultivating plants and gardens to produce food and medicinal ingredients, or for comfort and ornamental purposes. Man. Go ahead.
I mean, just from the last thing, it made me think, because you said it's fuel. The lady said, what am I going to be buying? Fuel or
Right.
food?
Right.
You know, if, corn can be made as fuel, what you going to use it for? Because ain't a lot made here, but
Right.
it's like,
It says, it says American-made food products, including horticultural goods, sugar, and tropical products, unique the North American climate. Nearly 14 billion in food goods go to these countries each year. All right. Go back to the video, man. All right, a lot of info coming out, man. All right. And Jake, you know, you're supposed to be looking at these things ourselves, man. Okay, it says a prudent man perceiveth the evil and hideth himself, man. All right, but what? The simple are passed on and are punished, man. All right, a lot of our people are gonna be punished during these times, man. All right, that's why Spirit had you send that video, Apostle Tahar did. He said a lot of people, your family, your close, your best cousin, your favorite cousin, okay, your mother, whoever, they gonna die, man. All right, period, man. All right.
Month, even fuel became a luxury. Take a look at these pictures. All those vehicles are waiting for fuel. We talked to some people here. Sometimes they have to wait for 2 hours, sometimes up to 10 for a full tank of fuel. Can you imagine that? Waiting all these hours to fill up your tank.
So we are waiting from here to from 6 morning, from the 6 a.m. So still they are not promised to fuel is coming or not. Even they will increase the price. They are not advised to people to what we have to do. They are not providing the solution. So we are asking from the government what they give the solution for us.
Look at these pictures. There are long queues on either side of the road. On this side are four-wheelers. On my left are tuk-tuks and two-wheelers. And this queue, I'm told, stretches beyond a kilometer. And these people are waiting to get their fuel tanks filled. The wait takes anywhere between 2 to 10 hours, and there's no guarantee you will.
And if I can add, you know, cars is a new thing anyway. Okay, people travel by foot and by horses and camels back during ancient times, man. This car thing is really tempting the Lord, man. All right, nobody's supposed to be driving fucking 60 miles per hour. Okay, anything over faster than a horse, man. Okay, anything other than that is tempting the Lord, man. That's why the Lord is about to do away with these vehicles, man. Because the Lord has the best vehicles there is, man. He's supposed to be the only one that has these type of vehicles, which are the chariots, the so-called UFOs, man. People not supposed to be having cars, man. Okay, yeah, they're useful. They get you to point A, point B, but they also destroy the world, man. Okay, it pollutes the air. Okay, you know, it gives off cancer. Okay, you can get lung cancer from the shit. Okay, plenty of, you know, these cars are really a downfall. Okay, technology. It says, what is that? Ecclesiastes 12. It says, I have made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. I think that's Ecclesiastes. Yeah, you can grab that. Because a lot of these inventions that's being created are really destroying the earth, man.
If I could add to something, a statement that she had made, she said she said fuel is becoming a luxury,
Yeah.
which goes back to the first video that the brother played with the Edomite woman. She was vexed, all right, basically losing her marbles because the fuel was no longer being as just normal. It's becoming a luxury now. You know, luxury is something that's people look at it as expensive.
This is Ecclesiastes 7:29. It says, "Lo, this only have I found, that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua have made men upright, but they have sought out many inventions."
Right. Many inventions, man. Okay, and these many inventions that's being created. It says in the book of Daniel, the 12th chapter, shut up the book, you know, and knowledge shall increase. And the knowledge is dealing with technology, man. Okay, this technology is destroying the world, man. All right. Ever since, you know, these Edomites came into power, they haven't done nothing but use technology for the worse. All right, not for good. Okay, they push it out as miracles, but really is death, man. All right. Go ahead.
2 Edward 16:21 says, "Behold, victuals shall be good and cheap upon the earth," which the victual that you see now in Sri Lanka is a problem with their gas. All right, back then, before 2019, where all this happened, you know, gas was $2 or something, but now they're hiked up to $5, $5.50, what the lady was saying. You know, and it has people packed at these gas stations that's taking them 2 to 10 hours to refuel.
2 to 10 hours. Meanwhile, you could be doing some work and making more money during that time, man.
Right.
Well, it goes into Revelation the 6th chapter. It said, "Measure wheat for a penny."
Yeah, I was going to put
Yeah,
Revelation 6:6.
Yeah, go ahead, huh?
But it says, "Behold, victuals shall be so good and cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good cases," which before all this happened, they was, but now you see, what the scripture saying? I get it. Hold on. It says, even then shall evils grow upon the earth. All right, and that's what's about to happen. It says, sword. You know, they got it. The gun law is changing now,
Right.
and also a shrinking and bullets, manufacture of bullets.
Right.
You know, it says famine, which just gas is causing a famine too. You see, like the Lord is a major chess player.
Right.
All right, it says in great confusion. These motherfuckers are running around circling a gas station. That's confusion right there, you know.
Right.
Just think them big ass trucks, they got turn them bitches off, turn them bitches on.
Right.
Scooter pull up because these motherfuckers fried.
Right.
Hop in line. They fighting and shit. Like, we don't know what's behind the scene. Like, these motherfuckers look crazy anyway.
Right. Real
You know?
talk.
This is Revelation 6.
It's like if I can add, you know, because you need diesel is a form of gas, and what diesel is used on these 18-wheelers, these trucks, these rigs to bring food, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and Edom might have posted a video of himself loading up his truck. I want to say like 2 months ago, and he spent over $1,000 on gas, man. He said, he basically said, you people better get you see what's going on. You better get your shit. You know, you better get your shit together, man. Cause this shit ain't normal, man. All right. How are you gonna get your food if these truckers are not able to fill up their gas tanks, man?
Can't.
Exactly.
You know, that goes into what it say, for the lack of bread, people gonna be busting in people's shit, man.
Yep.
You know? So Revelation 6:6, it says, "And I heard a voice in the midst of the fourth beast say, in a measure of wheat for a penny." All right, and that penny represents a day's worth of wages. All right, and that wheat is what you'll be in the Bible, that day's worth of wages.
Yep.
All right.
And that measure of wheat is not even a full meal.
Right.
So you spending about $200-$300 just on to just basically get a taste.
Right, and if I may add, the
Right,
penny
right.
is value of being that day's wages.
Right.
So you're really getting less. You know, that's why the price is still the same for a lot of food, but it's less food in the packages.
Shrinkflation.
You know, right?
Which is a real thing, man. Or they was going into how Gatorade used to be 32 ounces for a certain price. Say it's 32 ounces for $2.69. All right, now they selling it for 28 ounces for $3.19. Right, showing you that shrinkflation, man. People people not even paying attention to these things, man. Scriptures, like your brother said, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth, man.
if I could add, McDonald's just took away all they so-called healthy foods off the menu just to make more profit. Cause I went to a McDonald's, I think it was yesterday, and basically usually they had salads and stuff like that on there, but it was none of that on there on the menu. So that's just all prophecy.
Prophecy. Go ahead.
And so finishing out, it says, and their measures of barley were a penny, and see thou heard not the oil or the wine, and that's going into this truth. Alright? The oil and the wine.
Because with everything else are going into turmoil, this truth is not gonna be damaged, not gonna be touched.
Right.
Right? It's everlasting.
Right.
All the way into, because these prophecies got to come out, meaning the people got to bring it out, and it got to last until the end.
Right. And the elect gotta be sealed. Man. The elect gotta be sealed, man. And the prophets gotta keep prophesying till the Lord come back, man.
Right.
All right. You gotta keep this word has to be pushed until the Lord comes back.
Right. And really until the Lord takes us off the streets.
Yeah, right.
You know, because
right.
then a lot of other stuff got to play out. But we on the Lord's time after that. And we always on the Lord's time.
I had looked up the word confusion, which was in 2nd Ezra chapter 16, and it says a mistake that results from taking one thing to be another. And that's exactly what we see taking place. People are being mistaken for seeing that, for thinking that this place is going back to normal.
Right.
You know, which is causing that confusion.
Right. All right, I'm gonna go back to the video.
Fuel, because many petrol stations are just turning away customers. Is the situation getting any better? The answer is yes and no. Sri Lanka's forex pile grew by the end of May. For the first time in almost 5 months. Right now their reserves are worth $1.9 billion, which is better than last month. But it's still nowhere near enough. Which is why the ground situation is not getting better. Fuel is still rationed in Sri Lanka. Shortages are still being reported. The United Nations is warning of a spiraling crisis. They believe Sri Lanka could face a full-blown humanitarian crisis in the days ahead.
Sri Lanka is facing its worst economic crisis since independence in 1948. We are concerned that this could develop into a full-blown humanitarian emergency, and we are taking action to address that concern.
So how is the United Nations helping out? They have approved assistance worth $47 million, and this aid is expected to help 1.7 million Sri Lankans. But such programs are a short fix. At the end of the day, it's all about one question. Can Sri Lanka keep the lights on? Right now we do have power here, but the situation is precarious. This week, workers at the State Electricity Board struck work. 900 out of 1,100 engineers refused to work. The result was this. Power cuts...
I said 900 out of 1,100 refused to work, man. All right.
The island. This time, the president was able to placate them. He promised to make the power sector more competitive, to introduce renewable power projects. But what if there's another strike? What if the government cannot pay its employees? The entire state machinery could be paralyzed, and that is the big worry for the new Prime Minister, Ranil Wickremesinghe. He knows the IMF bailout is coming. His job is to keep the lights on until then. But the people here do not understand those technicalities. And why should they? They elected a government to take care of their finances, to ensure something like this never happens. But that government failed, and failed miserably. And who is suffering for that failure? Not the Rajapaksas. It's the ordinary people of Sri Lanka who are suffering. Overall, inflation has dropped 33.8%. Food inflation is at 45%.
Yeah, same thing going on in America, man.
It's the same exact thing, because she said it's the ordinary people, not the elites. The ordinary people. Same thing happening over here. The elites not complaining. They the ones that's designing everything.
I read an article, I did a lesson on it too. Russia, President Putin said that the Western elites will be the cause of a lot of famines, you know, to a lot of these countries, even within America.
Because Putin is telling the truth, man. Like the Lord is dealing with Putin, man. Or whether you believe it or not, America is not blessed, man.
He got to be, because the scriptures go into the North Country, the chief prince of Meshach, all that, because Putin got to be the one that pushed the button.
Gog and Magog. Yeah.
Lord is definitely doing that, just like he was dealing with Nebuchadnezzar.
Yep.
Last year, inflation was just 5.5%. So the overall situation has not
She
changed
said
really
just yesterday it was.
until then. But the people here do not understand those technicalities. And why should they? They elected a government to take care of their finances, to ensure something like this never happens. But that government failed and failed miserably. And who is suffering for that failure? Not the Rajapaksas. It's the ordinary people of Sri Lanka who are suffering. Overall, inflation has dropped 33.8%. Food inflation is at 45%. Compare that to last year, inflation was just 5.5%. So the overall situation has not changed really in the last 2 months.
Damn.
Same shortages, the same protests, the same power cuts. What can the government do to make things better? Well, that's our next story.
It said 5% just last year. You know, the Lord ain't playing, man. The lady said, you know, it's gonna be electricity shortages, man. All right, a lot of shortages, gas, you know, basically energy shortages, man. It says on Zero Hedge, it says over 20 million households struggle to pay energy bills. It will get worse. It says more than 20 million families are currently behind on their utility bills, owing about 23 billion, up from 10.5 billion at the end of 2019. Showing you that people, you know, there are a lot of jobs out here that people can work, but why they're not working? Because they're getting government assistance. They're getting assistance from the devil. They don't want to work, okay? Because scriptures talk about, you know, being nourished, okay? You Negroes, Latinos, and Seminole Native Americans are nourished through what? Esau, Edom, the government. Okay, you get women get child support, you get food stamps. Okay, you get all types of you know, gifts from this devil, man. Okay, and it makes you lazy. But at the end of the day, this devil is gonna require this debt from you, man. All right, and he's gonna require it in the form of a tiny technology, which is gonna come to pass, man. All right, and we gonna touch on that topic later on, Lord willing, man. All right, because the tiny technology is gonna be Esau, Edom's way of salvation. All right, to fix all things, man. All right. Go ahead.
That's what Karl Marx was just doing a lesson on that when he was
Right.
through, man.
Right.
You know, it's gonna cause you a panic to choose. You know, down to when he was saying that food, you know, either you can get it. You know, he said the kingdom. Either you wait for the kingdom, whenever the Lord have it come, all right, or you can choose to have food now. You know, the sound of even having it right now, a lot of people choose that tiny technology just to have food now because people not used to not eating here. You know,
Right.
Elders, apostles always say that Americans is fat. You know,
Yeah.
it's stupid. So,
What's the most obese country in the world?
right. So you already know what they're gonna do when it comes down to that first 2 days without eating, man. You're gonna have probably 75% of the country already lined up. That's why they got billions
Right.
of the little things already lined up for us. They're already tested, trial, and they see the outcome, and they already know what they're going to do with the rebels. You know, which is Jeremiah 15:2 when it goes into captivity to captivity.
Right. Come. What you gonna say?
I was gonna say ultimately because they got faith in Esau. You know, like they got faith that he gonna pay them every Friday. So they when all this stuff happen, they gonna be like, I got faith he gonna feed me. All I gotta do is take this shit.
Right.
And they is.
We gonna close out with Revelation 18. You can start at 9.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 9. And the kings of the earth, talk about the leaders of these other nations, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her.
Right.
Talk about following after the ways of America or Babylon the Great, according to the scriptures. And they shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
Right.
Which is going to be the end result of this World War III, or the end all be all.
That bow of steel.
Verse 10, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
Right. Yeah, 1 hour, man. Literally 1 hour, because the missiles. We was just watching. It said the missiles. They gonna try 30 minutes to get here, man. Okay, in the midst of that, what's gonna happen? Yahweh Shah gonna come back and he gonna be tearing this bitch up as well. The brother said, if the fire be kindled already, you know, what shall the Lord do, man? All right, the Lord is gonna tear this bitch up too. It's gonna be a double team, man. All right, and I got a precept dealing with the destruction. All right, because he said, for 1 hour is thy judgment come. All right, it says, and it says the kings of the earth have committed fornication. This is the book of Ezekiel 27:35. All the inhabitants of the isle shall be astonished at thee, and their king shall be sore afraid. They shall be troubled in their countenance, because it says the merchants among the people shall hiss at thee. Thou shalt be in terror, and never shalt be any more, man. All right, going into the destruction of America, because when these heathens see, okay, the destruction of America, they're gonna know, that they're not gonna, they're gonna see Yahweh Shah in return as well, and they're gonna know that, damn, these really the people of the Lord that was over here that we have in slavery, man, and they're gonna know their place at that point, and they're just gonna give it up, man. All right, yeah, they're gonna fight with the Lord, but at the end of it, at the end of all of this stuff, they're gonna give it up, man. They don't have a chance, man. Their hands are too short to box with God, right? Ain't they what they say in the world, man? These heathens can't, these heathens have trusted in Esau, Edom, man. And they're gonna find out that this man was the devil, man, and the flesh, man. All right? He has told these nations nothing but lies. What you got up?
This is Psalm 76:7. It says, Thou, even thou, art to be feared, and who may stand in thy sight when once thou art angry? I brought that up because ain't nobody gonna be able to stand in the Lord Yahweh Shem sight when he comes. Alright, because what it say, yeah, but that's they still fall. You got carnal power going up against spiritual power. The Lord is gonna destroy this place within 1 hour, man, through his missiles that he didn't have these motherfuckers create down to his son, and it goes into, I think, 2nd or 13th to go into that. But it says, who will be able to stand when thou art angry? The Lord says he's angry with the wicked every day, going down to the third part of that, even to 2/3 of our people. That's why Moses brings us out, 1 Peter 4:17, it says, judgment must start at the house of God, with paraphrasing. So the Lord is coming back to ramshack shit, man.
yeah, real talk. Because the Lord is ready to come back to destroy this place, man. This is why he's sending these plagues. He just said,
To hear about the redeemers in my heart.
Yeah, he says, this is how he visits the world, through plagues, man. All right. How did he visit the world during Egypt? He sent plagues. Okay. He sent, what is it? Frogs, locusts, killed the firstborn. He sent many plagues. Okay. Now he's sending them in, really in the same form. Okay. You just don't see that. Many locusts. I mean, you see them here and there, right? But not mainly in America, all right? But
so like the spiritual part of the locusts is really these motherfuckers killing their own crops.
Right, real talk. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Yeah, kind.
You got Bill Gates destroying that shit. That's a part of the locust. No matter how it happened, the crops is gone.
Right.
All right.
Kind. That's a beautiful point. Kind. This is Ezekiel 26:16. Then all the princes of the sea shall come down from their thrones and lay embroidered garments, meaning they're going to come to their renowned status. Okay, because it tells you in Revelation 11 chapter, they that stood upon their feet, okay, roughly paraphrasing, these heathens were afraid of the Israelites, man. All right, they're going to know that we are the true sons of power, man. And they're going to give up their status in this world, man. And they're going to be our slaves, man. Yes, slavery is coming back, man. And righteousness. It says, they shall clothe themselves with trembling. They shall sit upon the ground and shall tremble at every moment and be astonished at thee. And be astonished at who? America, when it gets destroyed, man. Can you look up the word astonished, Baba Kashah? It says they shall clothe themselves with trembling, man. All right. These heathens, these kings are gonna be afraid, man. They shall sit upon the ground, meaning you're gonna be at a low level, man. You're gonna be back in your righteous. You're gonna be back in order, man. Right. It says they shall tremble at every moment, meaning we're gonna put fear in these heathens' heart, man, in their mind, man.
Right, and that goes to the curses, because I believe if I could find that's like just made me pop in my head. This is Deuteronomy 28. I think it's 60.
Go ahead. Let me finish this. It says, and be astonished at thee. Okay.
No, they're going to the plague. So like it is one here.
Look at that word astonished.
Go ahead.
It says to stun, daze, deafen, astound, to leave someone thunderstruck. So basically people gonna be amazed. They gonna be in shock.
Right. It says man's heart fell in them for fear, man. Right? That's Luke the 21st chapter, man. All right. Because these people, the world doesn't know what's about to come, man. Only the elect of the nation of Israel and the so-called elect of Edom, man, because it's an elect on both sides, man. The elect would be the Rothschilds, the bankers, the elites, the Edomites, okay? That's the elect on the left-hand side. That's what the Lord has chosen, all right? He also chose the Negroes, Latinos, Seminole, Native Americans, the elect, the 1/3, okay? Because it's a left and right. It's a balance to the Lord, man. You got the left-hand side, and you got the right hand. And we are of the right hand, man. Yeah, hold on, let me grab this. This is Ezekiel 26:17. And they shall take up a lamentation for thee, and say to thee, how art thou destroyed that was inhabited of seafaring men? All right? And when you go to that word seafaring, it says of the seas, meaning what? In the book of Ezekiel, the 28th chapter, right? It tells you about it says where is it? Ezekiel 28, it says, with thy wisdom and with thy understanding that has gotten thee riches, and thou hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. All right, it says where is it? By the multitude, verse 16, it says, by the multitude of thy merchandise, thou have filled the midst of thee with violence, and thou have sinned. Therefore I will cast thee as profane out of the mountain of the Most High. I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of the fire, man. All right, and it goes into, I'm trying to find it. It says it talks about the merchandise, man. All right, it says by the multitude of the merchandise, man, showing you what America is, that the place of the seafaring men, because everything has to get, it's either shipped over here or it's flown over here, okay? And 9 times out of 10, it is shipped over here. That's why you had the traffic at the ports, okay? Ever since the C-19 thing, right? A lot of imports are still out there on the water to this day, man. And best believe those things are rotting up, man. Okay, a lot of orders are on back order because of these things, man.
That's even more debt, because these people got contracts to bring this stuff in, and now they can't bring it in, and shit going bad. That's fucked up.
Yeah. America's a horrible business, man. All right, you are in trillions and trillions of dollars of debt, man.
And that just lets you know again. Think ship's about to keep coming here and that shit gonna happen? No, they about to stop shipping here just off those type of things, man. That's fucking up the trades.
Right.
Because that shit can go somewhere or into storage.
Right. And a lot of these nations, mainly that come to mind is India. Okay, they're not exporting any wheat no more, man. All right.
Or Russia.
Or Ukraine either.
Because they know what time it is.
Yeah, exactly. They gotta feed their own people. Meanwhile, you rulers of America, you're worried about taking care of everybody else, man.
Right. Y'all worried about building more buildings instead of having more crops.
Right.
Because that goes to show these people don't care about you. They just want money. They want to drain this bitch. And that's the downfall, because if you put more, that's just like you got a business. You pay your business.
Ezekiel 26:17, they shall take up a lamentation for thee, and say to thee, how art thou destroyed, that was inhabited of seafaring men, the renowned city, which was strong in the sea, which represents what? The people, right? She and her inhabitants, which caused their terror to be on all that haunted. All right. Now shall the isles tremble in the day of thy fall. Yeah, the isles that are in the sea shall be troubled at thy departure, man. For thus say Yahweh power, when I shall make thee a desolate city, like the cities that are not inhabited, when I shall bring up the deep upon thee, and great waters shall cover thee, when I shall bring thee down with them that descend into the pit, with the people of old time, and shall set thee in the low parts of the earth, in the places desolate of old, with them that go down to the pit, that thou be not inhabited, and I shall set glory in the land of the living. And that's talking about the land of Israel. Okay, the Lord is going to bring glory back to that land, man. It says, I will make thee a terror, and thou shalt be no more. Though thou be sought for, yet shalt thou never be found again, said the Lord. All right. You got something now?
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
It's Proverbs chapter 10, verse 24. The fear of the wicked, it shall come upon him. What's the fear? Esau, Edom, to lose power, to not have any type of control, to be brought down to hell, which is a very terrible living condition. You know, so it says, the fear of the wicked, it shall come upon him, but the desire of the righteous shall be granted. And who is the righteous? It's talking about the elect of the nation of Israel. What are they desire? What do they desire? The kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of Yahweh shall to be established, wherein dwelleth righteousness.
Right.
You know?
Right, because there's no righteousness here, man. You got to pay taxes to an Edomite. You can't collect rainwater. You'll get fined $5,000. All right. You have to pay for water. All right. You got to pay for a fisherman's license, a driver's license. All right.
Death certificate.
Right. A death certificate. You know, this place is full of unrighteousness, man.
Read that precept one time.
Proverbs chapter 10, verse 24. The fear of the wicked, it shall come upon him,
Close out at 19.
but the desire of the righteous shall be granted.
All right, the brother said the fear is them losing their power. All right, this is Psalm 73 and 18. It says, surely thou didst set them in a slippery place. All right, their devices that they use to gain power, you know, is they put they're in a slippery place, meaning their devices ain't gonna be able to stand, their power ain't gonna be able to stand, and they're gonna slowly slip and lose it. All right, it says, thou castest them down into destruction, and shortly and soon that this man is gonna be cast down into destruction by the way of his own ways. All right, riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated to another kingdom, meaning this man wasn't never able to be just enough or be able to hold any type of rulership. So therefore, you got this kingdom has to be translated, and it's going into, what was the next verse you said? I mean, what was the next part of it?
But the desire of the righteous shall be granted.
All right, the desire of the righteous is our kingdom to come. All right, and that's what's about to be granted. But first, this man has to lose his power. All right, the Lord set him in a slippery place, and he about to soon lose everything, cast up all his riches, down to I already said 3-4 times his power. All right, what the hell is it?
And along with Esau, Edom losing, everybody that's in league with him will lose as well.
All the partakers.
It kind of, I was gonna say all the kings of the earth. What I say?
The partakers talked about, I think, is second Ezra 16 and 1, second Ezra 15 and 46 and 47.
Yeah, kind of. You got any more precepts?
Close out with this one.
This one. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18. Start at verse. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 17. For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught, I mean, everything that has been invested into Babylon the Great, so-called America, and all the money that they have spent, it's come to naught. I mean, worthless. And every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, "What city is like unto this great city?" Because this was the greatest, so-called the greatest country in history. You know?
Due to that melting pot, had everybody come over here. Major investors build on this damn ground that they stole from Gad. You know, just like what was that? Babel. You know, same shit, man.
So when this place be destroyed, they will be like, "Wow, America, basically." You know? Verse 19, and they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, "Alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness." You know how the brother was going into in the article how they were spending billions and billions and billions of dollars on all these different things being imported. For in 1 hour is she made desolate, because it's all about to mean nothing. You know, the Lord gonna destroy this place in an hour. And you know that was it. Lord willing, we hope and pray that this was edifying. You know, America, this place is circling the drain. CTD, like the apostles say. You know. Well, Lord willing, this was edifying. With that, we want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. And double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who rule well, teach well, the true leaders of all Israel today, whether or not you can receive it. And peace, mercy, and blessings to the hopeful elect scattered across the four winds. Till next time we say Shalom. Wa Baba Ball.